I'd like to say that this is just a theory of the construction of Oak Island. But I have not yet seen any mention of this theory, so I thought I'd take a stab at it. Everyone watching this probably knows of the money pit. This was most likely started from the top, and it's possible 5 to 10 people digging down with picks and shovels and ladders, and 5 to 10 more at the top using ropes and pulleys, could dig down to about 140 feet within several months. Every 10 feet, small platforms would be put in place, possibly 2 or 3 of the wooden logs, to make ledges where the ladders could zigzag down deeper. I'll return to the building of the money pit in a little bit, but I believe there are extensive tunnels and chambers beneath the island, and to construct those would not have been done from this hole, so work probably did not start here. One main theory is that Oak Island was actually 2 islands to begin with. Right now, a swamp resides where the separation was, and I believe Fred Nolan was correct when he said the swamp was the key. In the separation, 2 or 3 ships anchored there. Whether one or all held treasure, I'm not sure, but a stone dock was most likely built first. The treasure was either offloaded and sheltered, or it was left on the ships. Next begins the joining of the islands. Large stones were dropped at either end of the separation, going from the shore of one island to the shore of the other. Start with a large stone wall first, and then add increasingly smaller stones until the walls are sturdy enough to keep the seawater back. From here, you need to drain the seawater from the center of the separation. I'm not sure how. Maybe they siphoned, or maybe they used bellows or something. But the water is drained and the ships get lowered to the bottom. From here, you would support your stone barriers further, probably with clay. Now you have the ability to dig sideways at a sloping angle into the sides of the islands. And tunnels can be dug much faster with wheelbarrows or carts than with hauling dirt up with buckets. The ships could be deconstructed and the wood could be used to help support tunneling and create walkways in the moist dirt. More wood could be obtained from the island's oak trees. The dirt removed from the tunnels is then placed against the stone walls, a sort of backfilling. Once the tunnels are finished, there is more than likely enough dirt to fill almost all of the separation between the 2 islands. The treasures are placed inside and the entrances are sealed. It wouldn't take long for rain to fill the separation with water and eventually become the swamp it is today. Back to the money pit. Once they reach 100 feet, or finish down to about 140 feet, the complex booby trap is constructed. At least one smaller side tunnel is dug at a slightly upward slope. After a sufficient distance, a large chamber is dug out. This chamber will make connecting from the shore easier. At the 90-foot mark, the first log platform is created, with a cutout in the center to fit the stone that was found there. The platform is sealed on the bottom with clay to make it as airtight as possible. Once that is done, the stone is placed, the cork and trap are set. Dirt is placed over the platform and the process of laying down log platforms and backfilling with dirt begins, using the dirt left over from digging the hole and chamber. From the shore, box drains are created. Perhaps trenches are made first, heading towards the booby trap chamber. Once the trenches are too deep, tunneling might have happened. In either case, they would have to be at the right depth and direction to connect to anywhere on the chamber. Once connected, the trap is done. Pulling the stone out is like releasing a clog from a drain. Seawater will rush in and will fill up the hole to sea level. And that's it. The work is done. But I have one problem with the money pit. It's what the young men found in 1785. A rope and pulley from the oak tree, hanging over a round depression in the ground. Would you really spend years, perhaps decades, creating an elaborate hiding place for your treasure, only to leave behind some evidence that screams, "Hey, look over here"? That really makes me think that the money pit is just a very elaborate ruse. A decoy, one that would make seekers spend their lifetime trying to get at, and die unsuccessful. When really, the treasure was placed in the tunnels on the west side of the swamp, under the bigger of the original two islands. I wonder what Fred Nolan thought, and why he said the swamp was the key.